Mr. Somers, thank you for being with us. You have been awarded World Mayor of 2016. What does that mean, or what does it mean for the city of Mechelen?
It meant a lot for the city of Mechelen because we came out of a very difficult period in the 20th century, and the city was changed completely, and a lot of people have worked on that. So it's a prize for the city, for the people of the city. And this international recognition, of course, gives new energy to do better even than before. And why did we get the prize? It had to do with the foreign fighters at that time. A lot of people out of Europe went to join that totalitarian ISIS regime. And out of Belgium, we had the highest number. All cities around Mechelen, a lot of people joined that extremist organization, but none out of Mechelen. And that took a lot of international attention. All newspapers, television cameras, specialists came to look what happened there in that city, and we also had to examine what we did. So, in that way, they saw a city that had a very new approach, a little bit out of the box, how to organize living together in diversity. I think that model came so on the international, let's say, agenda.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. So Mechelen is like a very diverse city, a city of all. It's like the topic of our event. And what does it mean, a city for all, for you personally, or for the city, for you as a mayor? And what are the 3 key actions to create a successful city for all? What would you say?
For me, a city can inspire people. I strongly believe in it. So I want Mechelen to be a very ambitious city that also has ambitious citizens, successful progress, but at the same time looks behind and sees that everybody can follow, that nobody may left behind. So it's a city for all in that way. How do you do it? I think very important is that you create a city where everybody is respected. It means respect also for the rule of law, because it protects everybody against negative things. And at the same time, look at the city not as a city of communities, but as a city of citizens, where we live together, not in separate groups, but as one community. And that means that middle class and people who have a little bit less opportunities live in the same neighborhoods, help each other, be part of the same reality, and that you also, let's say, organize, living together also on an ethnic cultural basis, that people sit in the same classroom, go to the same sport clubs, so then you can become one community in all its diversity, because we all have different identities, but there's one we share, that's being citizen of that specific city, and investing on that, I think, can help to create a lot of progress in the town.
Mm-hmm. And how would you say could also city marketing, so now we are coming to the marketers, how can city marketing play a role in this matter? Yeah. Can it also have an impact, or what should we do as city marketers?
I think I don't believe in city marketing when it tells a fairy tale. You can do that 1 year, 2 years, but I'm 24 years mayor. You cannot tell a fairy tale 24 years because people will not believe in it anymore. So you have to have results on the ground. But it's very important to sell to the first place to your own citizens, because it motivates them. I give you one example. We organized, in the beginning of my mayorship, we organized a big cultural event. And it was the first time that a lot of tourists came to Mechelen to look to our beautiful city. They looked to the tower with their mouth open. Wow, what a beautiful tower. And people are sitting on the terrace, citizens of Mechelen. And I sat there also, and one said to another, look, we really have a beautiful town. So those tourists were mirrors for the people themselves. So city marketing can be a mirror for people to look in a different way to who they are. Mm-hmm. So if I am here speaking about Mechelen, I will tell it in Mechelen, and people will be proud. They will say, not proud of their mayor, but proud of themselves. Mm-hmm. They are part of it. There was once an old guy in their 80s who came to me when I became world mayor. And you know what he said to me? Mayor, we citizens of Mechelen, we can really integrate very well, can't we? Maybe he hasn't done anything, but he has, let's say, identified himself with that inclusive city. And that's for me very important, because then you look differently to your own reality. That can city marketing do.
Mm-hmm. So would you say this is the narrative of Mechelen, like this big inclusive city, and the city marketing took it as their narrative and now playing a strategy around it?
First of all, it's a reality in the life of people. We really have to change. If we are now the most, let's say, we have the most progress on socio-economical fields, we have the most progress in education, we have the most progress in fighting criminality, that's facts. Mm-hmm. But we use those facts to create more positive energy, to motivate. We don't believe that, let's say, for example, poverty is a fatalistic thing. You can escape from it. We believe in upwards social mobility, and marketing helps people to find the energy to do that, to help others and help themselves to get a better life. And that's a very important thing that city marketing can do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And can you give us one or two best practice examples, maybe your favorite ones from Mechelen, so we can learn, because it's always nice to learn from the neighbors?
Yeah, one we do since Corona, and I strongly believe in it, that's summer school. Mm-hmm. So what do? We have a long summer holiday, 2 months, and people who don't speak Dutch at home, they learn Dutch in school, but of course they forget a lot of things when they are at home. And not everybody lives in a middle class environment where you get incentives to pick up some math during summertime and so on. So young people forget a lot, and when school starts again, they cannot follow the class lessons very well, and they get demotivated. They feel stupid sometimes, and they are not stupid at all. And they cannot put their finger up when the teacher asks something. So what do? We organize summer schools, but on very special, stimulating places. For example, in the soccer stadium, or in the museum, or in another exciting, in the zoo of Mechelen. So young people come there. They can play a lot, but they also learn a lot. They get lessons, real lessons, but in a not classical way. When September starts, they are the best of the class. They can answer to everything. And in the beginning, they have a little bit advantage. And so they get proud of themselves. They get motivated. And we have studied it with the university. It has a real impact on the results of those kids. So that's, for me, a very concrete example how we can do it. And we do it with volunteers. It are teachers who do it, and in their case, students who help them. And that's, for me, a fantastic project. And it goes about hundreds of kids who follow those summer schools in the city of Mechelen.
And you have maybe one example of the inner city or open spaces where it also creates like a city for all, like where people meet?
Yeah, well, what we have done is we have invested a lot in the public domain, but not only in city center, because of course that's the most beautiful place in an historical city, but we said we have to use exactly the same materials in the poorer neighborhoods to give a signal that you are not second-class citizen. We don't create, those basketball fields with iron around it to protect it, vandalism-proofed banks. No, the same material. If we need more police to control it, we will do it. But we want to give the signal, also your neighborhood counts. And what happens? Young middle-class people come to live there because houses are affordable there. And you get a good mixture of poor and middle class, and you see again a stronger social networks there, and that's good for everybody. So I don't want to have also socio-economically a segregated city, and the public space is an important instrument to do it, because that's from all of us. That's the big equalizer. We are equal in the public space. It's from all of us. So let's create equality in the public space in every corner of a city.
One last question. So we call ourselves city optimists. Mm-hmm. So how would you define a city optimist? What's a city optimist for you?
A city optimist, I believe, something happened in 2011. For the first time since mankind existed. In 2011, there were more people living in cities than outside cities. So we are now the Homo urbanus, if you want. So we are real, and cities will become more and more important. We need livable cities. For me, cities are a place where freedom exists, where you meet other ideas, other things. It's a place where progress exists. So I'm really an optimistic guy also about diversity. We will find a way to live together. But it asks efforts. It doesn't come easy. You have to work on it every day again. I believe that at a certain moment, and I saw it in my town, everybody understands. If you speak, for example, about integration, it's not them against us. We all have to integrate in a new reality. I had to integrate in my role as a father when I became father. I had to integrate in social media when social media started. And now I have to integrate in a super diverse Mechelen. When I was born, it was a monocultural Mechelen. It has become super diverse. And I also have to do efforts to make it work. Not only those newcomers, me too, living 13 generations in Mechelen, I have to do the same efforts because it's a city for all. And I think in that way, I'm an optimist that we can do it. And I try to prove with my city, with my citizens, that there are ways to improve situations in even cities in despair, cities who have difficulties. You can overcome them.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.